welcome an official to the University of Almería. It's a great pleasure for you to be here. And I would like to ask you about your visit from Almería and what are you doing? What are you going to do here?
Oh, I'm here to speak at the Astronomy Days conference in Almeria, and it's just a real pleasure. I'm filling in for a friend of mine who was supposed to come and had a conflict, and was a pleasant surprise to be asked, and I'm so happy to be here.
Did you know Almería before to come here?
No, I didn't. I had to actually go look it up on the map, and I was pleasantly surprised just how beautiful and everything I read was wonderful. In fact, the person who booked my tickets to come here said he looked at it too and said he's going to tell more people about it.
And what do you think about that you have seen here?
The university is a beautiful campus. It actually reminds me in a way of my university, the University of California, Los Angeles. It also has sort of Mediterranean architecture, and we're not as close to the ocean as you are here, but we're pretty close. Climate similar, the students. It reminds me a lot of UCLA when I was a student quite a few years ago.
But the weather is not the same, you know? The weather here is different, I think.
The weather is similar, actually. It's similar in Southern California. I mean, it's not identical, but it's so. I think you have less rain than we have, but even in Southern California, it's probably described as a more Mediterranean-like climate.
You were one of the six women that went to the space, and I will ask you about a message from female students of the University of Almería, a message of the future of their careers.
You know, it was an extreme honor and privilege for me to be a member of the first six women selected for the U.S. space program. Of course, two women flew prior to us, Valentina Tereshkova and Svetlana Stavinskaya, and then we were the next six. And at that time, women were not really, before that time, women weren't allowed to participate. And very slowly, I got to see the very beginnings of women being able to go into STEM careers, to become pilots and test pilots, and all the many things women have a chance to do today. And I often think that some of the women don't realize what a short time it has been since that was not the normal way of things. I travel to a lot of other countries, and a lot of other countries, those opportunities still are not as great for women. So it's a real privilege to be able to talk with young women and encourage them to dream, and to encourage people that are in charge to let women have those opportunities. And I just think in the United States, it's a wonderful time for women. And I just hope that in other countries, certainly it's that way in Europe, but there are other countries where that's not the case. So it's a real honor to be able to encourage young women to be able to pursue careers in STEM fields.
For you, I think it was more special because you were a mother and you have to leave your baby with another family. I don't know what did you do to get your dreams and to care about your family?
Leaving my daughter when she was 14 months old was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. But I was selected and to be in this group of women. My boss, the chief of the flight crew operations, called me in 2 weeks before I delivered my daughter and asked how I felt about flying. And the flight that I was going to fly on and the crewmates were wonderful. There's no way, having accepted that position of the first six women, that I would not honor that request. So what I didn't allow myself to think about it or second guess myself or feel guilty. I just said, I'm just going to make it work. And I had a wonderful lady who helped me. My mom came intermittently and helped me, and particularly the last 6 weeks. But I'm not going to lie, it was a very hard thing to do. But I was doing the two things I love most, being a mom, being an astronaut. And so I felt very blessed no matter what happened.
What were your first feeling when you were in the space?
You know, it's so amazing, the view from space. I'm really happy now that more and more people are having that opportunity to look at the Earth from that vantage point. The thing that all astronauts, cosmonauts, and hopefully even taikonauts will tell you is from space you don't see borders. And you really do start to feel more like you're part of planet Earth rather than whichever country you come from. Of course, I love all the cultural differences, but despite our differences, we're more alike than we are different. And I think as more people have the opportunity to see that amazing view, perhaps we'll learn to take better care of our planet and of each other.
And finally, a message for the student from University of Almería.
Well, I would always encourage students to study, find something they're passionate about, first of all, and then do your very best. Also, if you find yourself in an area that you're not as happy with as you thought, it's a time to grow and explore. So don't be afraid to change. I was in medicine, was on my way to had become a doctor and was pursuing higher training when the opportunity to be an astronaut came along, and I didn't think twice about going on to this new pathway. So just study hard and really enjoy that period of time in your life, the friends you make, the things you do, the experiences you have. And here you are in this beautiful university. What better place could you have for this period of your life?